What's up, everybody? Dave Bartosiak here, and I have another chart of the day. It is the PACS Group, ticker PACS. This is a recent IPO in the assisted nursing or skilled nursing, rather, industry. What happened to this? Well, Hindenburg Research, which is a short side firm, came out with a scathing report yesterday alleging basically fraud. Saying that the company was using a COVID era loophole, basically, to sort of exploit Medicare and get huge numbers, huge earnings as a result that the rest of the industry just hadn't seen. Now, stock IPO'd back here in April. On that first day, it opened for trading at 23.06, closed the day at 24, and had one heck of a run up until. So this stock peaked November 1st, 43.92. Wake up on Monday with the Hindenburg report, and it's look out below. 13 million shares trade, and the stock goes from 41.37 all the way down to 22.30, eventually finishing the day at 31.01. That was Monday, November 4th. Here we are on election day. It opened at 30.78, rallied a little bit, and then the bottom fell out again here, coming down under pressure. Now, why are we looking at this today? Well, I'm not going to comment on the, whether or not I feel like it's a fraud or not. I don't know enough about this company to say what it is. I know where Hindenburg definitely does its research. However, this is what I want to bring to your attention. So this is a stock of recent IPO. So the only data we have right now for us is basically the 50-day moving average, because it hasn't been trading for 200 days. So we don't even have that, right? But what we do have is this range, and it's the range from the lows here, 22.61, to the highs of that 43.92. And like I showed you before, you can go in and put the exact coordinates on this using our interactive chart on Zacks.com. So 2261 is what I'm going to put in for that bottom end. And then the top end is that 4392. So 4392. This is going to give you the most accurate fibs here. Okay. All right. And the other thing I can do, you can look at the style and extend the lines to the right. Okay. That way you see them better. Okay. Now, what happened yesterday? Pretty interesting that intraday move yesterday basically gets down to that IPO level. And then the buyers defended that, obviously. Had a quick move higher. This 61.8 of this 30.75, that level is coming to play now here for the last couple of days. So there's action happening around here. Now, if the stock were to break down further again, then 27.17 becomes an area of a potential bid. This level kicks in a lot more often than you'd expect, because it's almost like people give up and just assume you're going to retest the lows, and then the sneaky bid pops in over there. Okay. Now, again, there's a big sort of asterisk on this. It's like, if the company's not going to zero, right? If the scandal isn't as nasty as people think. But I just want to give you these levels so you have them. So that's one to keep an eye on. Okay. Overhead, the 50% at 33.27. Now, yesterday, as it was making its moves intraday, I don't believe it really got back up over that 33 level. It was mostly getting pounded down in the 31s. So that just tells me that the 61.8 is kind of concentrating most of the action. But should the stock rally, that's something to take a look at. That next stop might be 33.27. Above that, you have 35.78 as a 38.2% retracement level. And these levels are all areas where there could be potential supply, selling, resistance, all the same thing, right? So keep an eye on that. If this is something that you're coming in to say, wow, look, this stock was down 27% yesterday. I'd like to buy the dip. Be careful, right? What they say about falling knives. But if you do see it approach these levels, if it does bounce, keep an eye out for the selling there. Now, obviously, this 50-day is long gone, and it actually provided some support along this bounce, most notably in October, you had several days where that 50-day came into play. We can zoom in on this a little bit better. So we can see, and there you have it, that 50-day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row where it comes into play and it helps support the price. And there was really only one day where, the left side of this bar is the open, the right side is the close. So you can see that there was really only 2 days where it closed below that 50-day moving average, but within just a few sets, right? And then now this nasty dip down, it's gonna mean the 50-day is gonna be overhead resistance should this thing really bounce over the course of the next few weeks. But that volume is pretty incredible. If you look back, the second largest volume day for the company, I suppose it was actually around the IPO. So the IPO date, you get 6.5 million shares to trade. June 28th, another high volume node there, 4 million shares rather. And then September 6th, you get 6.8 million shares. But that was dwarfed by the 13.8 million yesterday, already over 1 million today as we're recording this around 11:15 Eastern time. So there you have it. We currently have this as a Zacks rank number 4 sell. So analysts already have been kind of ratcheting down their expectations on this one. So that's not why. It's not like this was a super high flyer and things were going up and away in terms of estimates. Already estimates started to tick down a little bit before this scathing report came out. So it's going to be interesting to see how analysts, how they change their expectations on this report. I haven't seen anybody come out in defense of the company yet. I haven't seen anybody else coming out and attacking the company yet. So kind of a wait and see, but just a pretty interesting chart. That's why I named it my chart of the day. So thank you so much for checking us out here today. I'll have another story for you tomorrow on a chart, which hopefully is going to be exciting. Of course, we've got election day today. So grab the popcorn. It's going to be, and grab some coffee too. It's going to be a long night. I don't know about you guys, but I love watching the polls come in and those maps change colors. And it's always an exciting time. Every 4 years we get to see. So anyway, for everybody here at Zacks.com, I want to say thank you for checking us out. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be sure to follow the author here on Zacks.com so you get all these charts of the day. Come back tomorrow. We will see you then. Have a good one.